Hi Virgo, this is your reading for the time period of November 1st to November 30th, 2020. For those of you who are new to my channel or you're just visiting, welcome to Amani's Lightwork. Alright, so I hope that you guys had a good, fun-filled Halloween. If you didn't, there will always be next year. And some people dress up throughout the year. That's perfectly fine as well. Alright, so anyway, if you in terms of the keys to Akasha requests and those kind of things, you could still get them in. I actually have one that I haven't covered yet, so that should be really interesting. So look out for that, and that'll be in the keys to Akasha section of the channel. If you, of course, if you need private reading scheduling, if you have those requests, you can always write me on Instagram, and I'm always available on there as well too. Okay, and of course, my Instagram has a lot of metaphysical analysis and anthropological, cultural observations I make with between tarot and different multicultural topics that you could find on my page. All right, so let's see what energies come through for you for November, Virgo. I get the idea of workaholic, so that could be your observance of someone else, or it's you that maybe you're starting to develop that. All right. All right, Virgo. So the card that's underneath is the sign of Gemini, or it's just a partnership. It could be a partnership or relationship that you have with a Gemini. It could be any partnership. Does not have to be a Gemini. All right. I get something about smoking now. So if it's any zodiac sign, you could be in a partnership with someone that smokes and you may not have known that they did, or it's you, or you could be dealing with a Gemini energy that smokes and you may not have done that. I also get the idea of coke as well too, so that could be something that may be something that you didn't know a partner did, or that's something that you're finding out in November that they do, or it's like it's a Gemini energy that's surrounding. If that's not the case, then it just kind of seems like you're finding out qualities of someone that you just met, and something about that may be interesting. And smoking could be smoking can be anything. Smoking could be cigarettes, it could be hookah, it could be weed, whatever the situation is with the Gemini, or a partnership with the person that you just met. If it's not smoking necessarily, then it's just qualities of someone that you didn't know were there, that they're starting to come out in really interesting ways, okay? The starting point has the Five of Swords energy. So the Five of Swords could be elements of what I just explained just now with finding out things about someone. The Five of Swords is like deception. So if you're finding out something really interesting about the air sign that you may not have known, I get affecting family. So when I say that too, it could be affecting your family, or a behavior or something that they do, or choice that they're making may be affecting theirs, or a choice that they're making may be affecting yours. A choice that you're making to be with someone you're thinking may be, I had a father figure, and may affect a father figure or a mother. It just depends on what's going on there. So if you are a female and you're dealing with a Gemini energy and something's going on with them, I mean, the Gemini energy doesn't have to even be like a partner or someone that you're dating. A Gemini energy could be a parent. A Gemini that you're finding out that something's going on with a parent, and their behavior, something may be going on with a parent's behavior, a sibling's behavior, and you deem that to be affecting the family, vice versa. Or you're just dating this person and you deem them a behavior that they have, a quality that they have. I had an entire workplace. So when I said that too, a behavior that they have, you deem it to be affecting an entire workplace. So that's something going on with your partnership, or something's going on And I understand if you're dating somebody, and typically when you date someone or when you're dealing with new people or you're just being with them, they're your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and what could happen, that attributes of that person could then bleed into your personality. And then what will end up happening is that you start changing. So when you go to work, you're a totally different person, and people may not be used to the new you in that sense, whether it's a positive new you or a negative new you. And that's typically through a person that you're dealing with. So if you're dating someone and they're changing you in that way, you may want to clip that person, or whatever it is going on, vice versa with that. Or, you know what I mean? So if it's affecting a workplace, or it's just a Gemini energy that you deem to be affecting an entire workplace or a family environment, something, they may need to move, or they may need to leave, or separate from you, separate from a group of people, if the spirit is saying and emphasizing that it's an entire workplace. The Five of Swords could be your thought. You know what I mean? Five of Swords could be your thought process into what I just explained just now, or it's the thought process, the collective thought process of an entire workplace that I just explained just now with a Gemini. So I don't know if anything is going on interesting with you and an entire workplace, or whatever it is or your partnership. Something about your partnership may be affecting your work ethic, or someone's going on being in a partnership with someone, and some type of behavior that they have is affecting their workplace or the workplace that you are in with them. So there's so many different ways that can be interpreted, okay? The Three of Cups energy is in a waiting position. So the Three of Cups energy will be gossip. It could be gossip about the Gemini. It's water sign energy, so it's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy that's here. The Five of Swords also introduces other air signs as well, like Aquarians and Libras. I have friends. Aquarians and Libras, they're like friends. Gemini could be a friend. That partnerships don't only have to be love and business. Partnerships are like friends. Air sign elements that are friends. Gemini could have been a friend as well too, with the Three of Cups energy in the waiting position. But their behaviors are causing you to have interesting interactions with your own family, their own family, or it's affecting a whole workplace. You being with them is affecting a workplace. It just depends on what's going on, because of the choices that I get where they're smoking weed. It has something to do with where someone is deciding to smoke weed. It's where the air sign is going to smoke weed, or where they want to smoke weed. And it could have something to do with in the back of a workplace, on the side of a workplace, and it's somewhere near a school. I don't know, a really weird choice of a location that someone is deciding to do some type of recreational, to do something recreationally like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, the Three of Cups is in a waiting position, because you could be talking with water sign, other friends. You're talking with water sign energies that you deem to be other friends, or cups also represent family. You could be discussing this situation with family. You know what I mean? Discussing with family, should I still deal with the air sign to that proximity? Should I still meet with them? Something's going on with druggie. So when I say that too, someone may be, like I was getting the coke and possibly even Molly and those kind of things, whatever kind of drug, Adderall, whatever kind of drug that someone is on, prescription medication, painkillers, whatever it is that someone that you're dealing with is on, then you talking to water sign could be family members that they may not know. That water sign energies could be family members that you didn't know that you had someone that was really close to you was on that kind of behavior. They could be telling you you should get out of this situation. You should get out of that toxic situation with that person. You know what I mean? That's why the Three of Cups energy is in a waiting position. But should I go back home? So when I said too, should I go back home? Should I leave the workplace? Should I leave the job? Should I go somewhere else? Should I work somewhere else? Should I go to school somewhere else? Should I move somewhere else? You're like, should I go back home? Should I go back home could be you could be ending up in an environment with the air sign and they're doing something that you don't like. That's one scenario. Or they could have invited you out and you don't like what you see or hear, or you don't like their behavior, and you're like, should I go back home? You could be calling someone up. Three of Cups is like making a call. You could be calling a water sign energy. Should I come over to your place instead? Or should I come back home? It could, a water sign, like I said, could be a family member that you're like, should I come back home? Should I come back to the house? You're talking to them. I don't like what I see or hear. You know what I mean? Like catch a cab or an Uber or a Lyft. They could be telling you to catch a cab, Uber, or Lyft. And something you may have the money for it or you don't. You know what I mean? So they're trying to tell you, be careful with the kind of friends that you make. I get guys you talk to. Be careful with the guys that you decide to talk to. If you're whether you're a woman or a man, be careful with the dudes that you decide to do business deals with. The people that you decide to cut a deal with or do business with. Something isn't right with them, or something may be wrong. But I get this month, something isn't right with them. Something is wrong. Something's wrong that's going on with them this month, particularly, and something wrong going on this month, particularly with them. I get pay. It has to do with pay. Either pay that you're supposed to receive, or pay that they're supposed to. They didn't get pay. They're supposed to receive. They're not getting. That's why the spirit emphasized this month. So pay they're supposed to receive at the end of the month or every 2 weeks. Something may be short about the pay that they're supposed to receive. Behavior. So when I said it has to do with their behavior, Gemini behavior, Aquarian behavior, Libra behavior, it has to do with their behavior. Or some type of habit that they have that's becoming toxic is affecting their work and they're aggravated. Or something about the way they're getting paid. Something about them not getting paid, or something isn't right about the pay that they're receiving. So thus far, they may be acting out, and they're acting out around you. And it's something about that may be really interesting. And someone may be saying, maybe you need to go back home. Maybe you shouldn't hang out with them. Let them breeze off the problem that they're having with their own personal life. You should not be intertwined with that. And that could be the voice of a parent. That could be the voice of a sibling or a friend, another friend that you have that may also know them and spend time with the air sign. So it just depends on what's going on. It's a really simple choice. But I get nervous. It's a simple choice, but you deem something about the choice to be making you nervous for some reason. Or the air sign element may be getting nervous because I really like you. They may really like you, but they may not even be realizing that their own behavior may be causing them to, maybe causing you to go away from them. They may not even notice that. And so it just depends on what's going on. But something's going on with their pay in their workplace, like their own workplace, separate. Like you may work with them, like you could be another co-worker and you work with them already, and they're inviting you over and they're expressing what's going on with their pay and their taxes and whatever. And so they could be smoking while they're saying that, but they may be acting out with it as well too. You know what I mean? So it's important. Keep your eye out for that kind of behavior, or at least not be in the same area with them at that time. The Nine of Swords energy is in the present. So the Nine of Swords would be what to do. The Nine of Swords would be what to do about the air sign, or Nine of Swords would be like being in bed at night thinking about them, but where they went. So when I said it has something to do with where they went or where they decided to go. You know, it has something to do with where they went or where you're going, where you want to. I mean, it's a Nine of Swords, so it's like where you end up with them. That's one, or where they went without you or with you, where they're trying to go with you or something like that. But the spirit said where they went. It has something to do with where they went, where they decided to go to relieve themselves. It just depends on what's going on. Relieve themselves meaning stress relieve themselves, where they decided to go. But it's weird. So when I said too, it's weird. Something may be weird about where they went or why they went to some particular place, why they went there. Something about it may be weird to you. Something about it is weird. I don't know. And you're telling the water sign energies that something about it is strange. It could be the location. Like I said, hookah. I don't know if that's weird. I don't know if if it's something that you never experienced with someone before, be careful. Something that you never experienced with someone before, you should be careful. But I mean, hookah bars, and everybody knows what a hookah bar is. But I keep getting location. So if it's not necessarily a hookah bar, then it has something to do with some other kind of location that somebody's going to. You deem it to be strange or weird, unfamiliar. You know what I mean? Creepy. So when I said too, it may be creepy to you. Something may be creepy about the location. It could be a location in the cut of in between two buildings, in the back of a building, some really small space somewhere. Something about that may be creepy, but go there all the time. So when I said somebody goes to something like that fits that description all the time to do something recreationally, I mean, it doesn't only have to be, if it's not drug related, if it's not, I get business. If it's not drug related, then if something's going on with a business that fits that description that someone may work in, that's one. And then somebody just goes there. It could be like a club or like a lounge that is like in the cut somewhere or in the back somewhere, and something interesting happens there. So something interesting may happen there and in a location that fits that description. And the Three of Cups, you may deem that to be weird, or someone may be trying to take you to something like that, and you turn it down, or you didn't turn it down. You didn't turn it down, and you end up going there with that person, but you shouldn't. The Spirit said you shouldn't go there with that person. So if somebody randomly comes up to you one day, hey, let's go to this place, this really cool place that I found somewhere, on the Upper West Side, I found this really cool spot. I'm just giving examples. I just found this really cool spot where we could smoke and chill, or we can just do this, that, and the third. Whatever it is, there's something that's going on. Something's going on interesting with the location that they're trying to get you to go, that's fitting that something's going on with the location that is fitting that creepy description, or the destination. Something is weird about it. You know what I mean? So you could be talking to someone, you either you're not seeing something and you end up going with them, or something's going on with making smart choices. Nine of Swords also is making smart choices with some type of invitation like that. You know what I mean? So it could be somebody's workplace that's like that, and they're trying to get you to come visit the workplace. Or it's just some place where someone hangs out that the Spirit keeps emphasizing you shouldn't go to. You know what I mean? Three of Cups energy. You're telling the water sign energy, I got invited to this, that, and the third place. Should I go? They're like, no, you shouldn't go. Follow your intuition if that's the case. Five of Swords is turning them down and not going, but then again, it would be your choice. The King of Swords energy is there. So like I said, there's your air sign. So that could be a Gemini male. That could be an Aquarian male. That could be a Libra male. Something is going on with their invitation. But gives other people. So when I said that too, they give some type of really interesting invitation to certain people. The Spirit said other people. So you may not be the only one that is getting, I guess something about swinging too. Since I don't know if it's an orgy, some type of swinging situation that they may be into, like sex, dominatrix, I don't know, some type of swinging. It could be like a swinging party, a sex co, and whatever it is, some type of situation like that they go to, they frequent something like that. And something like that could be fit in the description of what I just said just now. Something like that. That doesn't have to be the case, but that's what I'm picking up. That they're into that. Or one of them is into that. Like a sex party or something. One of them is into that. And they're inviting you to it. You know what I mean? You going or you're not going, or you feel weird about it? If you feel weird, then don't go. I mean, usually like your first thought in your mind, if it feels strange, you go with that gut feeling that it's something right. Something not right about them. Something isn't right about the way they're asking you. You know what I mean? It would be weird. It's a human thing to do to protect yourself by following intuition with that kind of invitation. Three of Cups energy. I see there's two scenarios about this where you could have already went, or you could already be planning to go, and you're getting the opportunity to share that with other people that think you shouldn't. You should not. It just depends on what's going on. But the Spirit said there's other people that are getting involved or that are invited. Whatever it is. Someone's really secretive about it too. The Instincts has the Eight of Pentacles energy. So, but sex and drugs are involved with that invitation. The Eight of Pentacles in the Instincts would be working hard. It could be like a workplace. If it's not that kind of invitation, then it could be a work invitation. You know what I mean? But I keep getting swing. It's a work invitation, and I'm getting the idea of swing, like swingers, like a swinger or swingers. Like they one of them or however many of them, they're swingers or they swing. They do that on the side or they make money like that. Whatever it is, somebody may make money like that by swinging. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, sex parties, swinging parties, and those kind of things. But behind the scenes, so when I said that too, that's behind the scenes, they make money like that. One King of Swords energy makes money like that. The Eight of Pentacles and the instincts. The Eight of Pentacles would be would reside with your own energy. Nine of Swords, Eight of Pentacles resides with your own energy. Eight of Pentacles pay. Eight of Pentacles is also pay. So paying them or how they receive, or paying them or paying to go to something, or paying them like how they receive money, how you receive money. You may work with them, but affects pay. You may work with King of Swords, and something that you do, something that they do or they want to do with you or that you're doing is going to affect your pay, or it affects their pay. Something like that. Something affects you're thinking that something is going to affect their pay. I don't know, so it's really interesting about that. Or something that is affecting their pay. I get a lifestyle. Their lifestyle is affecting their pay. Because, all right, I'm trying to understand this. Their lifestyle affects their pay, because if it's something going on with swinging and parties, like swinging parties, and those are something that's drug related, it's like they don't save. I'm looking at them and they may not save their money, or they save it, or they just end up using it. I keep getting drugs. One of them uses it on drugs, but something about the drugs are used for when they do go to the swinging parties that they do go to, but they make more money. They make more money. This is like pre-gaming and then going, I'm just giving an example, pre-gaming and then going to a swinging party and then making more money. So however much money that they do have, I get parties. However, that could just be their life. It doesn't have to be swinging. That could just be the lifestyle that they have. That is behind, the spirit says, behind the scenes lifestyle. So it's a regular party lifestyle, or it's like a swinging party lifestyle that they have that only certain people know about. Only certain people know about it, and they may not really share it like that, or they share it with certain people that they deem to trust. Something may not necessarily be trustworthy. A particular water sign, something may not be really trustworthy in terms of that with the particular water sign, that you may be asking questions to the water sign energy about their lifestyle or some aspect of their lifestyles, which is really interesting. Okay, so it's drugs, it's like regular parties, or it's like or it's sex parties, like swinging parties or something like that, that their money goes to, or money that they make goes to. And something is causing problems with them. I get because somebody reveals something. So something could be causing problems with their money now because somebody revealed something about their money or how they make their money. Something interesting that they do. If it's not parties, then something is just sex related about how they make money. What is this? The Cancer, the Chariot energy is in the accomplishment. So there's a sign of Cancer. The Cancerian, like I said, someone may have revealed something about what they do, and it could be a Cancer. The Cancerian energy is right next to the Five of Swords. So it could be that you get information from. It could be a Cancer you get that information from about the air sign. Or something's going on, was once involved. So the Cancer was once involved with some type of situation like that the King of Swords energy is involved in. The Cancer was once involved with it. Or just travel next to the Five of Swords because you kind of in between thinking whether you want to go, you don't want to go, but want to make money too. I get this idea of wanting to make money too. If it's not anything like sex related or anything like that, then it's just like, oh my God, then it's just some type of work that they do you just want to be involved in, but maybe something about it is unscrupulous, or a family member or friend may deem it to be unscrupulous if you do decide to share it with a family member or a friend. That family member or a friend is either a Pisces, is a Cancer, is a Scorpio. A Cancer is there. So you could be having conversations with a Cancer about how they make money, and they want you involved with how they make money. And you're trying to say, should I go? Should I? Or they're just going out and they're just having a good time. But there's trips, there's pit stops to their going out that you shouldn't be involved in. And that's why the Chariot is next to the Five of Swords. Or it's a Cancer that the spirit said was once involved, and being once, I keep getting sex, like a sex party. The Cancer was once involved with something like that, like a swinging party or something. I keep getting it all the time, so I feel like it's either something that someone does every day and often, and you don't know that, and that's a part of their lifestyle, or it's like someone may just make a lot of money on the surface. You're like, how are they making all that money? It's something sex related about how somebody makes a lot of money like that. Something is sexual about it. Okay. The King of Cups and the Cancer was once involved, meaning once involved with them like that. Cancer male or female, once involved with King of Swords energy like that. Aquarian male, Gemini male, Libra male. King of Cups energy is in the spiritual self. So like I said, I knew there was like a water sign male was there somewhere. I was feeling that with this card, like a male energy. So the King of Cups pretty much clarifies what the male water sign that's there. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy that is there. You know what I mean? So they're in the accomplishment. I mean, they're in the spiritual self right next to the Three of Cups. They're on the right side. So you could be getting advice from them about where to travel to, about where to not travel to, pertaining to air sign element invitation. If it's not anything like that, then it's just regular work. Like it's just a regular work environment. I keep getting that involves sex. It's just a regular work. It could just be a regular job, like a store that you go to, that you work in, or an office that you go to, you work in, whatever it is. But there's something that's sexual that is behind the scenes. So it could be someone that you sleep with. It could just be someone that you sleep with is their lifestyle, or you're just finding out, or something that's drug related that is happening behind the scenes of a workplace. Sex and drug related that's happening behind the scenes with someone in the workplace, and something about that is coming out, and someone is just telling you that's what's going on with them. Pick a new place to work. King of Cups could be like, if you saw something strange, if you heard something strange, pick a new place to work. But they were also once involved with King of Swords, or supervised. They once supervised a King of Swords energy in a workplace. Or the King of Swords energy once supervised them. They once worked together before, and one of them noticed something strange about the other. It could be the King of Swords could have noticed something strange about King of Cups. King of Cups could have noticed something strange about the King of Swords. Could be the way they look at each other or something. I don't know. Or they noticing something strange, noticing something interesting or strange could be somebody's sexuality as well too. Hence the reason for the invite that somebody could have once experienced with the King of Swords energy. But like I said, it doesn't only have to be sex related. It could just be like intimacy or attraction related in a workplace environment, and what they do with money. It also has to do with what they do with money. What a King of Cups or King of Swords energy do with money. That's why Nine of Swords and Five of Swords energy is there. Where someone travels to with a percentage of their paycheck, what they do, whatever. It could be like a strip club that somebody goes to often. Or someone found a way during the damn pandemic. Somebody may have found an open strip club somewhere. You know what I mean? Or but it's like, it's giving me the idea of like I don't know, those parties, like those, what do you call it? Like a queer party or something. I don't know. But it's like, it's where somebody money goes. And that could be the King of Cups energy could be involved with that. King of Swords involved with that. But they're regular. During the day you see them, they're regular. They want to invite you out. They do or they do not. Or they notice something about you. They notice something about you. And noticing something about you could be your different thought process, your what's that word? Your reluctance to do something. Okay, your reluctance to do something with them, whatever it is. Here's a Libra, justice energy and the mentality with the Eight of Pentacles. So there's a Libra there now. So that could be a Libra man, Aquarian man, Gemini man. But justice is in the mentality with the Eight of Pentacles, because you're thinking that maybe a Libra is going to experience that. That could be a Libra female, or it's a Libra male, whatever air sign male. It's justice, or it's justice to you. You know what I mean? Justice to a situation, you know? Justice to a situation that was once kept hidden, it is no longer hidden. It may be something that you didn't know was happening. Or you may have had inklings that it was, or conversations about it were happening. However you want to look at that. Justice energy, or you're thinking that they're going to face it. That could be why somebody's leaving. You know what I mean? That could be why somebody's leaving, or or they're arguing with someone, whatever it is, or they not talking to you, or they left, or whatever, or you not doing that to them. It has something to do with noticing something or a conversation that people were having, or two people were having, and that you may have thought was weird, or whatever, and you could have went and said something to someone about it. It could be an invitation that you heard that someone was giving out, and you told the King of Cups energy, and then they are taking that information, running with it. They're taking the information and they're running with it. They're running with it. What's changing is the Ten of Wands energy. So the Ten of Wands would be some type of difficulty. There's no fire sign here, so the Ten of Wands could just be the energy of a workplace, the energy of your job, the energy, whatever environment that you're in, home environment, wherever this is happening, or you're noticing something. But the Ten of Wands is basically, you don't have to deal with that anymore. But if you tell someone, so not having to deal with something anymore is if you tell someone something about someone else. Or if you just tell someone something, period, it doesn't have to be about someone else. It could just be something that you heard, something that you saw, invited to, something that you were invited to. Because it's really interesting. What's interesting about it is that it's not supposed to be, something about it is not supposed to be everyone. It's not supposed to be revealed to everyone, but it is, or you feel inclined to do so. Maybe you deem that to be saving a workplace or the quality of a workplace. If something that you are realizing not everyone is supposed to know about, that is happening in a workplace with a supervisor or boss and a coworker or whatever, or something that some money that somebody gets that may be above certain people in a workplace. It's just where it goes. It's disturbing. So when I said too, it's where the money goes that's disturbing, whatever it is. And you want to speak on that, or you don't think it's morally right where the money goes. The Queen of Wands energy is in the resolution. So Queen of Wands would be a fire sign female, like a Leo, Aries, or Sag female, going towards oblivious. So the Queen of Wands energy may be oblivious to something that the King of Swords energy does. Like years, they may have been oblivious to something that they do for years, and that's bad. That's bad to be oblivious to something for years. That's really bad. You know what I mean? How could somebody be oblivious to something for years? So they're either oblivious to something that, I don't feel like it's necessarily something that, I feel like you deal, they could be your parent, they could be a friend, another family member, a coworker, whatever. You deem them to be their housemate. You deem them to be oblivious to something that their housemate does, their partner does. Their housemate or their partner or their coworker, their friend could be the King of Cups or the King of Swords. You deem them to be oblivious to that, to something. And it's drug. It's drug related. It's coke related. It's weed related. It's swinging party related. It's sex party related. Sex cold party related. Whatever it is. Or they have a regular job, and those things I just named is where the money goes to. Something about it. You know what I mean? I don't know if they were involved necessarily, or they run their own business. The Queen of Wands may run their own business out of their home, or they do it somewhere else, or I feel like they don't know what the King. They may know what they do. I have inklings. They may have inklings about what King of Swords energy does. They have inklings about it, like they could have saw or heard something, or it's just regular work. If they don't do anything like that necessarily, it's just behavior. If they don't do anything like that necessarily, that's sex related and all those things are just named with money or company funds, whatever it is, then it's just their behavior. And their behavior could be drug related behavior. It could be drug related behavior. Or the kind of crazy work that someone does do is drug related. Something's drug related about it, or it's the result of the drugs. Is the work or the work ethic. Something about it, which is really interesting. But they don't see, or you deem them to be oblivious to that. Okay, so it's a Sag, Aries, or Leo female. You deem them to be oblivious to that, or it's the King of Cups energy that does that. With the air sign, I was getting that they were once involved, so they may know that already, or they do something really. These two elements do something really quietly around Queen of Wands, and that's why they don't see something as well too. All right. Let's see what the outcome is. Oh, 4 of Wands energy again. Hold on. Yes, I just explained what environment it was happening. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and what the hell is this? 9 of Pentacles energy is there with money in an environment. So the 9 of Pentacles with the 4 of Wands will be waiting on another paycheck. And that could be something that the Queen of Wands wants to do. The Queen of Wands wants to wait for however many paychecks before they do something, or before they move, or whatever it is. Or that's something that they're waiting for. That's something that you're waiting for. Someone may want to leave, 10 of Wands with the Queen of Wands, they may want to leave. But I get frustrating or frustrated. So they could be frustrated. Something may be frustrating about them, or they're frustrated. And they could be frustrated with King of Cups, or King of Cups could be frustrated with them. Or King of Swords could be frustrated with them, or they're frustrated with the King of Swords. Or something is frustrating about the King of Cups and the King of Swords. Because they may know something, or they have inklings about something, but they may not be really talking. That's why the Justice energy is there. They ain't sitting in it. They're just sitting in it, or sitting in a denial of a person that is around them that they feel troubled by. That they feel troubled by. They feel troubled by. And that's bad. I mean, do you feel you may feel bad for them? They could be a mother. They could be your parent. A King of Swords energy could be like a father figure or something, or they're a co-worker, whatever it is that they are. King of Cups could be another family member expressing remorse to. They're another family member that you're expressing some type of remorseful feeling to. And the remorseful feeling is surrounding King of Swords and what they do with money. And they smoke, and they do this, that, and the third. So they're a friend, they're a family member, they're a father, whatever it is that they are. Their actions are affecting, like I said, a whole workplace, a whole family, whatever it is. Or someone not speaking on something, Queen of Wands energy not speaking, they're just sitting in something, that they're not expressing how they feel about something that is happening around them that isn't good. And you deem them to be oblivious to that, but it's affecting people, or it's affecting a really large group of people. All right, Virgo. Anyway, let me know how it resonates with you. Be well. Take care. Bye.